Well, Graham, we've used up yet another get-out-of-jail-free card, I think it's fair to say.
Yes, you could look at it and say, we've had the luck again at the end, or is it luck? I think a lot of it is obviously hard work, hard graft, and desire to go right down to the wire in games. But you can't keep doing it every week, and it would be nice, some weeks when you've got a lead, to get some control of the game. And having gone in front at Bromley, having gone in front today, at no stage in both those games did we get a firm grip of the game or any control. And in fact, both second halves have been the opposition, dominating us at times. And we've got to learn how to regroup when we're under pressure and get through those periods a bit more comfortable than we're doing at the moment.
And why do you think it is that we seem to start the second half so slowly, really? Because, the first half was a pretty even contest. We perhaps were a shade fortunate to be one up, and then second half they came out and we seemed incredibly flat and really let them dictate the play to us.
Yeah. Well, not at the start of the second half. The first half was tight. We had to change our shape in order to nullify their midfield three, and it was nipping tuck, not a lot in it, no great chances, no team dominating. We got in front with the penalty, but the second half we actually started quick in the first 5 minutes, because we put two balls in behind them, and one of them got Alvis a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and if he puts that away then it's 2-0 and we started okay. But after the initial 5-10 minutes, that's when we lost a grip of the game for a long period, right the way through until we got desperate again at the end. And I have to bring, it's all gun-ho at the end, and we throw bodies up top and we have to bomb it in the box, and it all becomes a little bit frantic.
And again, two very soft goals given away. The first one was a free kick that basically found its way into the net. Nobody seemed to get a block on it. And then the second one, it really was our goal kick. It wasn't their corner, but that said, the guy almost had a free header on the line.
I think it comes through fatigue. You lose concentration and you lose your discipline and you lose your sharpness when you're tired. And when you haven't got the ball a lot in the second half and you're doing a lot of leg work, concentration goes. And that's why those errors occur. But we give the ball away in very high areas when we've got counter attacks or on the ball, and both their goals come from situations where we were 80 yards from our goal in possession, lost it, give it away cheaply, and we end up defending on a counter attack, which ends in a free kick, ends in a corner, and ends in 2 goals against.
And how about our second penalty? I don't think there were too many arguments really about the first penalty. But the second penalty, the Chelmsford officials, managers, etc., seemed rather aggrieved with the decision. What was the view from our dressing room?
I could see the first one clearly, and that was from where I was looking. It looked a definite penalty where he pulled him down. Second one, I couldn't see myself clearly. There was bodies in the way, lots of bodies in the box. Craig has said it was definitely a penalty, but sometimes when a player gets a penalty, he's a bit biased and he says yes, it was. We'll see on the DVD, won't we? We'll see on the highlights. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change the penalty. It's not going to change the score. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But I can't be clear myself whether it was a penalty or not.
And today you brought in Lee Sawyer, who obviously lacks match fitness, but it does seem to be a bit of the Harry Arters about him. Hopefully not in terms of getting booked for dissent every 5 seconds, but in his running style, his willingness to get on the ball and his willingness to try and pick players out.
He's a calm player. You can see that once you see a player, he's not fit. He's well off match fitness, but you can see a player once the ball comes to him. He's a player who has time on the ball. Looks like he's got time on the ball. That's a sign of a good player. He barely gave it away a lot, very much today. He kept possession for us, but there were times when he could have played more hurtful balls. And I'm looking back to thinking, how many times did he play the ball past their centre halves, past their fullbacks, for our strikers or our wingers to run onto? Not very often, but I'm sure when he gets sharper and fitter, he'll see that ball quicker and he'll start playing more hurtful balls. A bit like Harry Arter. Harry played what we call killer balls or Hollywood balls, sometimes a bit too much. But at least you're trying to penetrate teams, and I think Lee's got that in his game. He's got vision. I think once he gets match fit, I think we'll see a good player.
And how are we on the injury front? Because no Francis Quam today and no Mark Ricketts. Are they going to be fit for Tuesday, or is it touch and go?
I think it's going to be touch and go. We're very thin on the ground. Obviously Lee Sawyer is cut-tied. Lee can't play. I wouldn't give Mark Ricketts great odds of being fit. I won't give Francis Quam great odds of being fit. So, we'll see come Monday we'll see what we've got, and come Tuesday night we can only play what we've got available.
And Tuesday night promises to be, a big occasion. Obviously, live in front of the TV cameras. Are the lads looking forward to it, or are they apprehensive, or what's the mood?
No, of course they're looking forward to it, and we're all looking forward to it. Got nothing to lose, have we? We probably had our chance in the first game. They know what to expect from us now, so they might be a little bit more, wiser and a little more, probably come in maybe. Well, they didn't take us lightly. Probably come a bit more aware. But they can't relax too much because we're not a bad side. But no, we're going to enjoy the game. We're going to enjoy the night. The players are going to go out there. They didn't fear them in the first game. They're not going to fear them in the replay. But we know, they've got tools to hurt us, and we know that we're going to see very little of the ball. And when we get the ball, we've got to, treat it like a bit of gold and protect it and look after it and get our breather on the ball. Hopefully, someone's going to be a hero on the night.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Graham.
Thank you.